This week on History Homos.
But anyway, so we tried to get the car going while I was waiting for rescue because I assumed the timing belt had jumped off this fucking thing.
Right.
So while I was waiting,
Makes sense why it wouldn't start.
Yeah, and why it just suddenly it made a sound like it was going along like 70 miles an hour, and it made a sound like a flat tire for about 5 seconds, and then it just stopped.
Okay.
So I was like, oh shit, it's thrown the timing belt, which made me feel really bad because I was gonna do it towards the end of summer, but then the weather turned bad, and I thought, it'd be all right. I'll leave it until spring.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I took the timing cover off. It wasn't the timing belt was fine, so it's not that. And we tried getting it going in the car park with my mate.
Oh, yeah. By the way, you also mentioned in our private chat, you said, "Oh, I guess it wasn't the timing belt." And I said, "Well, that's good. The most important thing is that you were right. You weren't wrong."
Well, it would have,
or that it was. Or sorry, the most important thing is that it wasn't your fault.
Well, I mean, it is kind of important that it's not something that I consciously decided to risk it. You know, because really, when you get a new car that's got a timing belt, you should just replace the timing belt as a matter of course. When you get an old car,
yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
But so anyway, it wasn't that. It's some mystery illness, and and I still got no way of getting this thing back. And I've got to give props here to WH Smiths and Welcome Brake Services, because these guys really stepped up to the plate here. I was touched because they're like, they've got these number plate cameras that recognize you when you come in, and if you're there more than 2 hours, they send you a fine, right? Okay. So obviously I was there more than 2 hours, and one of the coach drivers says, "Oh, I've seen you've been here a while." He says, "You better have you been in WH Smith and told them you broke down?" I says, "No." He says, "Well, go do it." So I went and gave them the registration number of the car, and they said, "All right, okay," then, and they put the registration number into the thing, and it stops the parking system from invoicing you, right? You have to show them like a text message from a breakdown company or something like that to prove that you.
Okay, that's very funny that they make that. That's one thing in fucking capitalist hellhole America. You can just park wherever you want, free parking all the time.
Yeah.
I'm really kind of shocked at that, like fucking pretty mercantile
they charge you
way of doling out. That's crazy.
They charge you £100 a day if you go over 2 hours.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah. So I was shitting myself about that because none of the local recovery companies would take it, and they're like, "Oh no, that's all right. Just give us your registration number, you'll be fine." And then my mate who came down to rescue me says, "Oh, there's this website called," this is another plug, anyvan.com, where it's basically like a marketplace website for
or is it .co.uk or
no, it's .com.
Okay.
It's like a marketplace for people who do transport stuff, so like furniture removals or anything like that,
right? Yeah,
but including car transport. And it's the most straightforward thing I've ever operated. This is we'll try that, but the other thing is you can't pick up on the same day. You've got to book it the next day.
Gotcha.
And what it is, guys who transport cars about the place will go on there. And what ultimately happened, what the guy who ended up doing it is from the next village to where I live. And he was, on the following morning, he was going down to London to deliver a car. And he's like, that works out great. I'll pick that up on the way home. But the rules of the site are somebody's got to be there to hand him the keys. Right? You can't just leave the keys somewhere. So I was like, "Oh no." And my mate goes, "Why don't you go see if WH Smith will give him the keys?" I said, "They won't do that." Because it's like,
why would they ever? Why would the fucking burger punk dystopia?
Yeah.
Why would anyone ever fucking stick their neck out for me? Little old me. Yeah. I totally get the instinct to be like, no way. They're not gonna. You fucking crazy.
Yeah. And so he says, "Well, they might do if you give them 20 quid. I thought, well, yeah, it's worth it. So I literally went in a forlorn hope. I thought, because the plan at that point was my brother was going to bring me down. And he was still trying to get a trailer.
Such a fucking pain in the
ass. To have to
dude.
go down again and get it, sort of like rubbing your nose in defeat.
Yeah.
Why didn't you get breakdown insurance, you dickhead? And so although on that note, why didn't I get? I haven't had recovery cover on breakdown insurance for 20 years. It's £100 a year. I've saved £2,000.
You know, it's only $30 here a year.
What to get recovery from anywhere back home?
Well, no, it brings you to not back home, to be fair, but someone will, like, I have AAA, it's called here, and it's $30 a year. And if you ever get a breakdown, they'll bring you for like 10 miles for free, and then after that, it's like 10 cents a mile or something.
All right, I had that, but it's the thing with that is they were so busy. It was like, yeah, we can offer that, but we're not doing today. We're too busy.
Okay.
We'll take you 10 miles to a place of safety, and that's it.
Right. Okay. Well, yeah, this is, they have like a gazillion subcontractors. That's how it works here.
Yeah.
It's like literally a whole business. But yeah, so you never get, one ever hits you with that here.
So, but the guy who brought it back wasn't a recovery guy. He was a car delivery guy.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Right. So he was just doing it on the way home. So anyway, I went into WH Smith, and the manager was there, and I said, "Oh look,
by the way, there goes the chance of giving the guy $20."
Yeah. But I asked him, and he just goes, "Oh yeah, I can do that, no problem. Just write your number plate on your registration number on this piece of paper. I'll put it here in this drawer with all these other people's keys that I've got."
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, they do handle keys there.
Yeah,
it's not like they're a stranger, like, whoa, like it's juggling
honestly,
the keys around, like, how do we handle these? Like,
I had no expectation that they would give a rat's ass about my predicament.
Yeah, no, I totally would have felt the same way. Yeah. I never, my wife would have said that. I'd be like, I would have, not only would I have not believed it, I would have been like, you should feel bad for thinking that they would do it.
Yeah. So they did.
That's how fucking cynical and evil I am, dude.
So they did it for free and with a good grace. And so, like, but then I had to go back and get, obviously I'm an idiot and I'd been up all night. I went out to kind of realize, oh, wait a minute, I haven't locked it and it's still got all my shit in it. So I went back and got the keys, got all my shit out, put it in my friend's car, locked it up, gave him the keys back, bought my friend like an airport Toblerone with "thank you" written on it. And with the change,
wow, what a fucking mensch you are!
And with the change from that, I tipped the WH Smith staff £10.
Wow,
which they were as amazed by that as I was by the fact that they'd helped me in the first place. They're like,
"Yeah,
really? For me?"
Yeah.
Subscribe to rockfin.com/historyhomos for all your History Homos premium content and more.